Take back your soul. This is another transmission from Mahadeva here at ThunderWizard.com headquarters, where you find the world's only unified spiritual energy system at ThunderWizard.com. Get ready, because here I come. Hello YouTube, this is Mahadeva the Thunder Wizard. Today we are going to be taking a look at how you can erase negative thoughts forever. How can you control your thoughts? I was watching a documentary on healing, and it had very inspiring stories of people who had been able to heal themselves of all kinds of even life-threatening illnesses as a result of learning how to change themselves on a spiritual, mental, emotional level. And the effects that your thoughts and your feelings and your intentions, what they actually do to your body. And it was actually, I found, incredibly inspiring. Except for the parts where they were interviewing, life coaches who were talking about, if you control your thoughts, if you change your thoughts, and negative thoughts, this was the one thing that really got me, was negative thoughts create negative chemicals in the body, and therefore the solution is to only focus on positive thoughts. And if you've been following my channel, you would have heard me scream at the television as I turned it off because I can't listen to that. Now you're saying, but that's what this video is about. You just said, how can I erase my negative thoughts forever? So before we get into that, I am going to tell you how you can permanently erase negative thoughts from your mind and have your mind be filled with positive thoughts. But before we do that, I have to tell you some sad news. You cannot control your thoughts. In fact, the idea of controlling your thoughts is using your thinking. So you're trying to use thoughts to control thoughts. And unfortunately, that's not how things work. So your thoughts are a result of a survival mechanism. Trying to rid yourself of negative thoughts only creates a fiercer internal battle, because your negative thoughts are a result of a very strong but wrongly directed self-preservation method. Okay? So your thoughts are trying to help you. You think your thoughts are the enemy. And so if I change my thoughts, if I control my thoughts, if I make my thoughts different, then I will create a better life, because you've heard the phrase, thoughts create things. And unfortunately, that is an incomplete, if not completely inaccurate statement. So you have a lot of people out there, reading the Think and Grow Rich, thoughts create things, but thoughts do not create things. What creates things is your trajectory. Your thoughts are like your map program in your car. Now, when I turn on my map program, probably like you, your map program is a female voice. Maybe you've changed yours, but mine's a female voice. And it tells you to start on your route, turn left. And then when you veer off of what the map is trying to tell you to do, the little voice comes on and says, return to the route. Return to the route. Return to the route. That is what your thoughts are doing. Your thoughts are telling you to return to your trajectory. The trajectory, which is the direction you take in life, is the map. And that has been decided. That's been decided based on all kinds of things, but mostly it's been decided when you were an infant. When you were an infant and when you were a toddler, your map was being created as a result of your interaction with your parents, your siblings, and your environment. Your parents, your siblings, and your environment, whether consciously or unconsciously, was sending you all kinds of information on where you need to go in life in order to survive. In order to be a good person, successful person. You learned all kinds of stuff that went into your brain, which is where your thoughts emerge, and it created a map. So that became hardwired into your neural pathways. And so as an adult now, you are pre-programmed on an unconscious level to follow a trajectory. Your conscious mind may be somewhere else, completely somewhere else. It would be like if you're driving your car. I do this because I move around a lot, so sometimes I get disoriented on, where things are. Especially, I grew up on the West Coast, so I've spent some time now on the East Coast, and so when I'm going to the beach, I sometimes go in the wrong direction because by instinct I'll follow the sun. If it's setting, I'll follow the setting sun, and then I end up in the completely opposite direction. And my map, will say, return to the route, return to the route. All right, so your map has been neurally imprinted on you. Even if you consciously know, like I consciously know I'm on the East Coast, but if I'm not thinking, my instincts will take me going west, thinking that I'm going to end up at the beach. So this is what happens in life. If you have been programmed to follow a trajectory that you have been taught is what you need in order to survive, even if that is a wrong trajectory, you will still follow that. And then your thoughts are like the map program saying, return to the route, return to the route. So your thoughts aren't something that you can control with your thoughts. What you need to do is you need to change your directory, okay? So bear in mind, your self-preservation instincts are hardwired into you after millions of years of evolution. You are not going to be able to fight those. You have to find ways to coax them to shift when they realize, oh, your self-preservation is to go that way. That's the best way for you to survive. Oh, okay, well, let's reprogram the map. But if you start, like what I do a lot in my car, when if I turn off to whatever, go to get gas or, stop on the way somewhere or whatever reason, the map program will start yelling at me, like some angry wife. Return to the route. Return to the route. Return to the route. Return to the route. And I yell at the car and I say, shut up, I know what I'm doing. It's a waste of time because it doesn't stop the car from continuing to yell at me. Return to the route. So your thoughts are like this as well. Your thoughts are going to come in and try and preserve you because it thinks, hey, I know I'm a map. I'm using GPS. I know where I'm going. Right? Unless you've programmed in the wrong destination, which is what we're talking about here. All right, so your thoughts are intellectualizations that arise within you as a result of your human brain that is designed to help you survive in this 4D human reality. So in order to change your thoughts, you have to change your trajectory. Now that sounds fairly simple. People come onto my channel and we talk about the soul desire, people who want to learn what their career path should be. And I have, if you go to career.thunderwizard.com, I have a course which will help you if you want to become a life coach and help people find their best career, or if you want to just do it for yourself so you find out what your true career path is. And people will get private sessions with me, and I will help them figure out for themselves. I don't know what you're supposed to do, you know. That is changing your trajectory. So that sounds simple enough. Oh, I'm supposed to go here. supposed to do this. And if I go in this direction in my life, that's what's going to bring me success and happiness. Great. Because again, people think they change their thoughts, they change their intentions, they change their emotions. You hear this all the time. If you think positively, positive things will happen. But the problem is that you've got this map that's driving you towards something that is not working towards your best survival. It thinks it is, but it's not. It's like, way back when, 2,000 years ago, Chinese emperors used to think if they drank mercury that they would live forever. And of course, they would drink all this mercury and it would end up killing them. So their intentions were to live forever, but the path that they took to get there would kill them. So their desire for self-preservation and the actual method they were using to make it happen were in conflict. If you are miserable in your life, no matter how hard you try, you're trying to get the money, you're trying to get the love, you're trying to get the health, and no matter what you do, nothing seems to work, and you keep attracting negative people, or you can't get the job, or you can't get the money, or I don't know, that means you're in conflict. It's as simple as that. So it's a simple understanding, but it's not necessarily the most easy thing to do, because what we have to do now is we have to change the internal map that determines your trajectory. All right? So, negative thoughts are just that. They're thoughts that arise within you as a result of a deeply imprinted program. You can't just simply choose to think differently. I'm going to think positively. You can try all you want, but you'll try and impose a positive thought on top of a deeply embedded negative thought. Right? So you have to change your trajectory, among other things. So trying to erase, change, or master your thoughts won't help you. Sorry. People think that if they change their thoughts, they will then have the power to change their trajectory. You must first look at the soul desire, which is, I've been using the word map, but I prefer the word soul desire. Very quickly, if you follow my channels, you can get my book or hear me read my book, The Shamanic Secret Commandment to a Perfect Life. And in there I talk about the soul desire. Very quickly, what that means is that you came here when you were incarnated with a soul. Your soul had a desire. When you follow that desire, you will be given all of the resources you need to accomplish that. But because we're human, we've also come here to work through karmic issues. Your karma and your soul desire, if you are in conflict, it's going to be because of these two things. Your karma is going to stimulate you to act negatively in ways that do not serve your soul. And your soul is going to be wanting you to act in ways that are helpful to it. Thus, you end up in conflict, and this is when people say, I don't know what my purpose is, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in life. It means that your karma and your dharma, or your soul desire, are in conflict. That's okay, it's a human thing, all humans go through it. The solution is to become aware of what your true soul trajectory is and to follow that regardless of what your thoughts tell you. So, if you don't know what that is, it can be very challenging. But what ends up happening is, as a result of this conflict, all kinds of thoughts and all kinds of feelings arise. So if you try and change your thoughts, it's like trying to get a boiling pot to stop boiling by, taking the lid off. It's not going to make it stop boiling. What's causing it is the fire underneath. The fire underneath the pot is boiling the water. If you try and not deal with your negative thoughts or feelings, that's like trying to clamp on the lid and keep the lid on there. And what's going to happen is the whole pot's going to blow up, which is you having all kinds of chaos in your life. If you do what a lot of people do, which is respond to their impulses, that's like taking the lid off. It releases the steam, but it doesn't solve the problem. We want to solve the problem. You want to solve the problem, you have to become conscious of what your true trajectory is, and then you have to continue to follow in that trajectory regardless of the negative thoughts that are going to pop up, because they're still connected to the old map that you wrote, which is an incorrect path for you. All right? So I've thrown a lot of symbolism and metaphors at you. Hopefully you're able to digest that. So you're not going to be able to change your life by changing your thoughts. It's not that simple, because you'll just have two conflicting thoughts. You'll try and put a positive thought in there, and you'll know you're lying to yourself. It might work sometimes, but what usually happens when people try to do these very superficial techniques like change your feelings and change your thoughts and always think positively and give yourself positive reinforcement. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But if you think that's the entire solution, unfortunately, you're going to find out, as you've already done, you're going to find out that doesn't work. It might work for a little while, but then those negative thoughts keep coming up, and then they're stronger than ever. And no matter how many times you go to all of the the cruises and the seminars, and you do the deep breathing and listen to the positive music and listen to other people, you still end up having to go back. When you go back home, that stuff, all of those good feelings wear off and your negative thoughts pop back up, right? Am I wrong? Of course I'm not. I'm just like you. So at first, when you become aware, and if you go to career.thunderwizard.com, I'll teach you exactly how to do that. When you become aware of how to become aware of your true trajectory, your true dharma, your true path, then your thoughts are not the issue anymore. Your thoughts are you realize that your thoughts are there just responding to your internal map. You change the map. What you now have to do, when I'm out driving my car and I'm on autopilot and my senses tell me to go west, and I start going west, and I go, oh crap, I'm on the East Coast. I have to go east to get to the beach. So I turn around and I go east. My internal map starts telling me you're supposed to go that way. I go, no, that's my true trajectory. So I keep going east even though my instinct tells me I'm supposed to go west. So when you become aware of what your true trajectory is, your thoughts are going to start seemingly working against you. You're going to have those negative thoughts. They're going to pop up. And you can do whatever you need to do to try and get rid of those thoughts and your feelings, and you might be successful. You probably won't be 100% successful, because just like if I don't put in a new trajectory in my map in my car, it's going to keep telling me to go back to the route, go back to the route, go back to the route. And that's what your thoughts are trying to do. Now, how do you change them? They're not going to change overnight. I'm sorry to tell you, there's no magic fix. The only thing you have any real control over are the choices that you make in regard to the actions you take in your life. It's the only real control you have. You don't have control over how you feel. You don't have control over your thoughts. Sometimes you might be able to influence your thoughts. Many times I will say, you know what, I'm not going to indulge in that. I'm going to think positively. And so I do the best that I can, but sometimes those negative feelings are there. Those negative thoughts are there, no matter what I say or what I tell myself. But those thoughts and those feelings do not prevent me from taking action to follow my true trajectory. Just like if I punch in the wrong address on my maps on my phone in my car, if I don't change that, but I know where I need to go, and I turn around and I start going east instead of west, then the maps will still yell at me until I finally am able to reprogram that. So it's going to take a while. You will have a period where there will be conflicting things happening within you. You will consciously know where you're supposed to go. You will take action to do that, because this life is about action. It's not about sitting around thinking and feeling. Again, those are results of things. Those aren't the things that give you the power. I'm sorry you've been told that. I'm sorry that you've been told if you sit on the edge of your bed and have happy thoughts, happy things will happen. Sometimes that does happen, but try that every day. You'll find that it doesn't work in the long run if you've got a bunch of negative programming. It doesn't erase the negative programming within you. And here's the good news. You can still choose to follow the path you're supposed to follow, regardless of the thoughts, feelings, and impulses that arise. But you say, well, listen, Mahadeva, you said that you were going to help me get rid of my negative thoughts forever. I am. Here's how you do it. Your internal map is a neural pathway. When you're a little kid, an infant, and a toddler, the neural pathways get deeply embedded. They get like just carved into your brain. And so they're basically trying to be permanent pathways that lead you towards what you think is going to be your survival. Now you have this deeply embedded neural pathway going on in your body and in your brain telling you what to do, and now you've realized, oh my God, I've been programmed all wrong. So the only way to do that is to change the neural pathways in your brain and in your body and your nervous system. That is done through repetitive actions. The great thing is, once you know what your trajectory is, you don't have to wake up in the morning and wait to feel good to go do something. You just go and do it. You've got an exercise routine. You wake up, you're tired, you don't want to go to the gym. You look at your routine, you work out 3 days a week, whatever it is, and you do this. You take your vitamins and eat your breakfast and you go. You just go to the gym and you do what you know you're supposed to do. You take action. What ends up happening is your body begins to change regardless of the fact that when you woke up you didn't want to get out of bed. You wanted to stay in bed and eat Cheetos and watch Netflix. But instead, you got up and you went to the gym anyway. This is what's most important. When you take the actions that are directed accurately towards your true soul path, your true destiny in life, then what ends up happening is that you will start to have positive feedback. The universe will see your actions regardless of your thoughts. You think, I'm full of doubt, I'm full of fear, the universe is going to respond negatively because I'm having negative thoughts and negative feelings, and that's not what happens. Again, I'm sorry you were told that. It's just not true. It's an inaccurate, superficial, immature way of understanding an adult path in life. And what happens is people respond to your actions, right? They don't respond to your thoughts and your feelings. They respond to your actions. You have a spouse and it's your spouse's birthday, and the last thing you want to do is a week beforehand is go to the store and spend the time buying her a card and flowers. You don't want to do that. You want to stay at home and watch, whatever, UFC. But instead, you don't listen to your lazy, selfish feelings. You get up off your ass and you go and get your wife flowers and a card, and you make reservations and you take actions. And what does she do? She loves you for that. She responds to the actions you take, not the thoughts that you have, hopefully. So this is the way life is too. Life responds to your actions far more than your thoughts and your feelings. So the good news is, the more that you keep taking continuous action towards your trajectory, the neural pathways in your brain begin to shift. Now, there will come a time in the beginning when your neural pathways are working against you. Your thoughts and your feelings are telling you to go in the opposite direction. But you know where you're supposed to go, and you go that way anyway. Then what ends up happening is you'll go through a period where the neural pathways start to change, and like the thoughts want to jump into one pathway or another. And so that you have good days and bad days. But eventually, after a while, your neural pathways will become addicted to the positive impact that comes from you taking positive, accurate action towards your true trajectory. And over time, your thoughts will then start your mind and your body will start to realize that this new trajectory is actually what is best for your survival. And you will have to let go of old ideas, which will be challenging, especially if you have a lot of attachment towards, what you were told. Your mom told you to be this way, your dad told you to be a certain way, and if you don't do that, you won't be loved by mom and dad. Those kinds of instincts are going to be very hard to overcome at times, but eventually you will drop those and you will realize following my own path is what makes me happy. And eventually your thoughts then will come to the point where your thoughts will be predominantly telling you how to do good things. And you'll have positive thoughts about going in the right direction, and you won't have as many negative thoughts. So this is only something that you can know through experience. So I invite you to do that. You say, I don't know how to do that. Well, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to go either onto this channel and go into the playlists and look for the Shamanic Secret Commandment to a Perfect Life. You can also look for that book on Amazon, The Shamanic Secret Commandment to a Perfect Life. Memorize that little book. It's just a little book. Memorize it and practice it. The other thing I want you to do is I want to give you a special cheat. This will help the shift of the neural pathways immensely. I don't even know how many, hundreds of times faster you'll have it, but you will have a much faster response if you use this cheat. And this cheat is what you see me doing here, which is this: the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong. Your body is not just a brain, it's also a nervous system. It's also an energy system. Your 5 organs, your nervous system, your meridian system, your brain, your soul, your emotions, your organs, all of these things work together. When you align your physical body with these powerful energies, you will have much more power to quickly shift your thoughts. You will have a faster transformation period, which might be intense, but it makes life so much easier when you get through that. So I want you to read that book, The Shamanic Secret Commandment to a Perfect Life, or listening to me read it on this channel. And then I want you to go up here to the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong, and I want you to follow that program. It's very simple. You just go to the proper videos and you press play and you follow along. You just do what I do. Just follow the directions, and then you will have an experience. You can come onto the channel, and when I do live Q&As, you can ask me questions. I prefer you ask me questions about what I teach. That makes me happier. And we can work on this together. And I guarantee you, every single person that has worked with me and followed my directions to the letter consistently, those people's lives change for the better. And there's massive transformation. So that's what I can promise you. If you follow my directions to the letter, my experiences, your life will transform, and you will be able to get some mastery over your thoughts. And like everybody else, there's a period where you're going to have to work through that conflict between the new program and the old program, and we can talk about that together on the live streams when I come on. Check out courses.thunderwizard.com. There's also a ton of resources available there which help you to understand how to navigate through the matrix, how to change yourself, how to use all kinds of energetic cheats, qigong, meditation, energy, mantra, Vedic astrology, runes, shamanism, rituals, all kinds of really powerful tools to help you. And if you really want to be adventurous, you can take the elite level course, which is here, naoshan.thunderwizard.com. That, combined with that, is the most powerful high-tech tools that I have available. And this is what I've done. And I was a train wreck. And I was able to completely shift that around. And now I do live the life of my dreams I want to share with you how to do the same. So, get the book and or listen to me read The Shamanic Secret Commandment to a Perfect Life. Get started with the energy practices on the Warrior 90-Day Challenge, Lightning Qigong, and or the Mao Shan. There's also stuff on the free channel that you can look for, like Awakening the Immortals Qigong. Get started with the practice. This is about the practice. And if you come onto the live streams, you'll see me ask people, are you doing the work? And that's really what it's about. Do the practice. You want to become Mr. Olympia? Sitting in a gym is not going to get you your Mr. Olympia medal. What's going to get you Mr. Olympia is getting in the gym and lifting those weights every day. Take the action. Do the energy work. Do the meditations. And take advantage of the tools I have, both free and the subscriptions. Take advantage of them. And I guarantee you, if you follow my directions consistently, you will see a tremendous change in your life. That's it. If you want to hear more, click subscribe, hit the bell button so that you'll be notified whenever I do a live stream or when I'm doing a video. And show up, do the work, and let's share in your success. That's it for now. I will see you guys all very soon. Take back your soul. This is another transmission from Mahadeva here at ThunderWizard.com headquarters, where you find the world's only unified spiritual energy system at ThunderWizard.com. Get ready, because here I come.